Hello, welcome to another episode of Limited Experience. My name, as always, is Adam, and joining above me is Chris. We are doing a Rivals of Ixalan draft. It's been a little while since our previous one. What with
had to finish crying.
Yeah, what with the double Chupacabra deck that didn't do well. What I see an Impale out of this pack.
I see an Impale and a Slaughter the Strong.
Yeah, I like Slaughter the Strong. It's really good if you can force... It's really good as like a second pack rare after you're already in Vampires. Because then... I think Vampires is the best tribe for it, which makes sense because that's the flavor of the also. I think we just take the Impale. What do you think?
I can do Impale.
Would you rather do Slaughter the Strong? Rare draft?
I think I'd rather do Slaughter the Strong because we're more likely to get Impale later than we already get a Slaughter later, just looking at numbers and distribution.
Okay.
I'm not very likely to get an Impale, but...
I'm not against just taking a rare. That's fine. That's a Siege-Horn Ceratops.
I agree.
I like Siege-Horn here.
Yeah.
Of course.
I don't know if it's where we want to be.
Yeah, it's an absolute Nombo with a Slaughter the Strong.
And it's an absolute not really a deck. Green-White Dinos isn't the best right now, but it's still a fine card.
What else do we really have to look at? The Martyr of Dusk?
Yeah. I think that's about it, unless we're not marrying our first pick, in which case Tuscadon's also solid.
Yeah. But... Well, Martyr of Dusk is where we'd want to be if we do keep our first pick, because that's a vampire, and a good one. You want to just see where it goes?
I can see where it goes.
You'd rather just grab Charging Tuscadon and have fun?
And we can go with the Martyr, since Black-White worked so well for us last time.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I'll go to another rare that is nowhere near where we want to be, and it's also a bad card.
Dusk Legion Zealot's a great card.
I think that's a lot better than the World Shaper here.
Where we're at is we could either do a meme draft and get the Sailor of Means and do a 5-color Shenanigans deck. That's become pretty popular. Or we can just grab Dusk Legion Zealot and chill out with Black-White Vampires at the start.
I think right now we go for the Zealot and go for the Vampires. I feel like it's probably more solid on average than trying to go Sailor of Memes.
Yeah, well, that's a Golden Demise.
That is indeed a Golden Demise.
I like Golden Demise. It's a good card.
I also like Pacify, or whatever it's called, Luminous Bonds.
Luminous Bonds. Golden Demise is better.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you.
But a 4th pick Golden Demise is a good sign that Black's pretty open. At the very least, to our left.
You mean to our right? Because
yeah,
Pax passed to the left the first time.
Listen to that guy. He knows what he's talking about here.
That's a first.
Yeah, usually I campaign for the opposite.
Is it Pterodon here? Because the Revenant's kind of awful. Cleansing Ray is a sideboard card. Moment of Triumph's also not great. It's okay. It might be Moment of Triumph, and the rest of them aren't anywhere near.
Suncrested Pterodon's only really good if you turn it on and have the other dinosaur to get the Vigilance.
It's still a 2/5 flyer.
Okay.
But I could see Moment of Triumph, or... Never mind, okay.
No, we're good. That's a foil Dusk Legion Zealot. It's a strictly better Dusk Legion Zealot. We got there, boys.
Let's see if we can get enough to kill ourselves with Dusk Legion Zealot.
2nd pack, Champion of Dusk, draw 6 cards, lose 6 life. Sailor Beans' deck is open. That's the 3rd one we've seen.
We could try Esper Sailor of Memes.
I don't really see anything in this pack that I particularly want, so we can speculation pick it at least. See if
some kind of speculation. I don't really want to go hard in it right now.
No, but see if any more come around. Like, if we end up finding 3 more... It's more Vampire's a good card.
Yeah, that's a good card.
Black is very open. I'm not convinced white is.
I think it's the Dusk Charger here.
I like Arterial Flow a lot if you have a couple of Vampires. It's the discard 2, drain if you have a Vampire for 3.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's great, but I'd be okay with having it.
Alright. I'll follow your lead with the Dust Charger. Yeah, I'm very not convinced white's open. We're not seeing... Of course, there wasn't a whole lot of white coming around to begin with. So I guess we just take the on-color creature, the Grasping Scoundrels?
Yeah. Not great, but it is what it is.
Sideboard Gruesome Fate, question mark? I've actually won a game with it. Yeah, that's a...
I've won games by not doing that, but...
That is an 11 pick for Aish's Vampire. So Vampires are open, because that's a super good card for them. Like,
he's not too perfect, but he's solid.
It's probably the best Vampire common. Not necessarily the best, like, black or white common, but the best common that's a Vampire.
I would rather have Dusk Legion Zealot. Pretty willing to get a week.
Now, don't get me wrong, I love Dusk Legion Zealot, but I'm pretty sure Voracious Vampire is better.
We'll just have to argue about that, I guess.
The 2/2 menace that gets in for 3, or randomly gives you 3 points of damage or whatever. Like, it... So we might have to just stick with black and find something else to do, because we didn't see a whole lot of white.
We could try moving into Black-Blue Sailor of Means.
We only got that one. Like, the other 2 didn't come around.
Well, yes, but there's also 2 more packs with Sailor of Means.
Yeah, but that means someone else is also going for it. Which means we'll see at most half as many.
Or just something good that happens to have black in it. That's always an option, too.
Yeah. So, Tetzmoc. Hear me out.
I would be willing to draft Tetzmoc.
Are you willing to pick the best card in the set?
Yeah, I'd consent.
Me.
But it doesn't matter if our thing never loads.
Well, wait, that's a Forerunner of the Legion.
Yeah. I mean, Arch of Orodsk is good, but if we're not going into white, we don't really want Forerunner of the Legion.
Yeah, so we do need to decide if we're going to try for white now or not. It feels like Vampire is open with the late Voracious Vampire.
Yeah.
I would be willing to attribute it to just the packs broke weird, and we just didn't see a lot of white Vampires the first time around. I'm not against taking the Arch of Vraska. It's a utility that draws you cards. But I think if we pass a Forerunner of the Legion, we have to give up on white Vampires. Because someone else will take it, and they will use it, most likely.
I think we can go with the Forerunner.
Okay. It's also the second Charging Tuscadon that we saw. Yeah, again, like... It's just there's only one white card in this pack, and it doesn't seem like that's anything's fault, per se. Like, it's just like we only got one white card.
I mean, we could make it 0 white cards in this pack, or we could take a Moment of Craving.
Yeah, I'm actually... Obviously, I'm thinking of that exact thing, because we're not second picking a Gruesome Fate, and the rest of the pack does nothing for us unless we're going to pivot colors. I think we'd rather have a Moment of Craving, but I really want a strong cut white from this side so that we end up with a playable deck.
There's a chance we'll get Moment of Craving back. It's not great. There's also a Water Knot in this pack, so if anybody's in blue-black, I know what I'd go for.
I think we take Moment and see if the Martyr Dust comes back around.
Okay.
I'm willing to believe that was just entirely wrong.
As you generally are.
Legion Conquistador? Question mark?
We've seen a grand total of 0 Legion Conquistadors.
Yeah, but we have another full pack where we can get them.
Yeah, which is statistically lower chance of them, though, because it's a bigger set.
Yeah, but we still have 6 packs from this to get passed to us that can potentially have them.
That's true.
And I think we want it more than the second Dust Charger, and I know we want it more than a Subhorn Sentry.
Yeah.
Oh, although I will say, this card has been a lot better than I thought it would be. It has served admirably as an 0-3 body that's eventually a 3-3. Like, I've had it in a couple of the drafts that haven't been for this, and I have liked it every time.
That's a Forsaken Sanctuary, and a Sanguine Glorifier, and a Divine Verdict.
Yeah, I think it's Sanguine Glorifier, but I'm not certain.
I think it's Sanguine Glorifier, and if the Forsaken Sanctuary comes back, Cry Tears of Joy.
That's what I was leaning towards, because A, Sanguine Glorifier is just a very good vampire card. It's a 3-3 for 4, which is fine but not great, and then makes a random guy a 2-2 instead of a 1-1. And we can survive not having a dual land. Squire's Devotion.
Or, hear me out.
Squire's Devotion.
Third Dusk Legion Zealot.
Or Squire's Devotion.
Well, I actually can't stop you, but
well, I'm pretty sure Squire's
killing ourselves with Dusk Legion Zealot.
I'm not going to kill ourselves with Dusk Legion Zealot. That should not be your goal. We're trying to do well.
Maybe you are.
Only white card in the pack. Also, only white card in the pack.
Don't take that Pterodon, boy. Put that down. We're not running 2 Pterodons, but we might run Foul Orchard if, on the off chance, we get something really cool green in pack 3.
I disagree with your assessment, but I'm willing to do it for the fact that we can. Just take the Blood Sun. I'm sure it's not worth nearly as much as it was worth, but rear drafting.
We're about to find out. Answer is 61 cents.
It's almost $1. And there's literally nothing we want out of this pack.
Yep.
Sometimes rare drafting's okay.
Snubhorn Sentry?
I guess. So this is the pack that had the second Martyr of Dusk in it, right?
Maybe.
We're almost certainly not playing the Canal Monitor, but it is a creature in our colors, so until we have a better thing to do, it's in our deck. It looks like the Forsaken Sanctuary is not in the cards for us.
Funny that.
To the surprise of no one.
It's almost like it goes in every deck that has black and white. No, don't you dare take that garbage, man. Take the Forest. It's infinitely more playable in every situation.
You're right, but I have no reason to not actually take it.
That's a walk the plank.
That it is. I was looking at Paladin of the Bloodstained, but I'm pretty sure it's just going to be walk the plank. Because I missed it on my first pass over.
I like Paladin, but I think walk the plank's better right now.
Yeah, we need removal. We don't have a whole lot. And really, my heart goes out to the Sunbird's Invocation because I adore that card, but
I also enjoy Commander, which this is not.
Duskborn Sky Marcher?
Yeah.
Well, I actually like the Steadfast Armasaur decently, but
I think it's fine, but I think we'd rather have the Sky Marcher.
So this is an extremely medium black-white deck that kind of is doing vampires.
Yeah.
We have no Explorer creatures for the Royal King Chupacabra.
Let's just grab the Deadeye Tormentor.
That's what I was leaning towards, but I was actually evaluating some of the cards.
Hey man, if I have to be late for this, you have to be late for this too. It's really late in my time zone.
We're in the same time zone.
Yeah, and it's only 5 p.m. It doesn't mean I can't whine at you for no reason.
But people need to pick faster.
Maybe they're recording a show and we're
Mark of the Vampire?
whining at
Oh, Territory Hammer.
Yeah, I was like, did you read the pack?
But I like Mark of the Vampire so much.
I do too, but Hammer Skull's just better.
It's such a game-breaking card.
It's like a 2/3 that comes with a pacifism.
It's not quite that, but it's reasonably close.
It's close enough.
It's not at all close enough. It doesn't work against a 6/6 attacker at all, which is where pacifism's real good.
Yeah, but did you see a pacifism in the pack? No. You saw Mark of the Vampire, which is also not a pacifism.
You're not incorrect. Mark of the Vampire is not pacifism. They are, in fact, different cards.
Hammer Skull is the same card. So, Force Grixis Pirates?
We're a little late to go there. No, I think we take the Skullduggery.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like we're probably going to cut the Legion Conquistador, because, obviously, we only found one.
I can see it.
We have 3 more packs to see where there could theoretically be one. And if we don't see them, then we only have one.
I'm going to cry if one of these next packs has 2 Legion Conquistadors in it. That's an Anointed Deacon.
Yep. Anointed Deacon is a lot better than Canal Monitor, for those of you who are wondering. Alright. There's a Call to the Feast.
That's a snap keep? Question mark?
Yeah. Alright, thinking about cuts, I think we don't want the second Snapborn Sentry.
Do we want the first Snapborn Sentry?
As of right now, yes, because that's 23 cards. There's a Queen's Commission.
Yep.
And I think Snowborn Sentry is probably better than Grasping Scoundrel.
Probably.
I know Skittering Heartstopper is better than Grasping Scoundrel. Now, here's a question for you. Is Snapborn Sentry better than a singleton Legion Conquistador?
I mean...
I think so.
Yeah? Because it occasionally might do something?
Well, I've had multiple games where my opponent played like a turn 3, what's the word? Squire's Devotion on their Snowborn Sentry. I'm like, okay, I can't win. Like, that is game. Alright, we ended up with a lot of reasonable black sideboard cards, so that's not too horrible.
Not bad.
Is it crazy of me to almost want to put Gruesome Fate in this? We have a lot of creature and 2 separate token producers.
I mean, it's generally an awful top deck, and it does absolutely nothing if we're behind. Looking at the quadrant theory, of course.
Yeah, sure. It doesn't do nothing if we're behind. If we're behind, meaning we have no board, then yeah, it does nothing. If we're behind as in, like, we have worse of a board than them, it's a top deck burn spell. Like,
it always feels very Winmore-y to me.
I can see where you're coming from. Like, it's only particularly effective if you're already going to win the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did have one game where I ran it, because I had Maverick Fane, and I couldn't actually like attack into them effectively, but I could like bounce a creature off them every turn, and then I ended up with like 10 vampires, and I just poked them for 15 and killed them or whatever. But I can agree with you. That's fair. I do think it is a card we should think about for possible sideboards, though, if we end up in like a really grindy matchup. Alright, we're down to 23 cards. We could probably go up to 24 cards and run 16 lands. We have a lot of 2s and 3s and some card draw.
I mean, this curve looks kind of great. What would you add in?
It's a good point. I don't really see anything I want. The Araska Relic, obviously.
I would side out a land for an Orzhov Cluestone if we're talking 3-mana mana rocks, but not an Araska Relic.
I could honestly see us running the second Stubborn Sentry also, but I think this deck's probably just good as it is.
I think it's fine with one Stubborn Sentry.
The things sideboard stuff we should really think about. I'm gonna pull it to the side. Yeah. Ritual Rejuvenation. It's not my favorite, but if we end up in like a heavy aggro, it could potentially...
It might do something sometimes.
Yeah, exactly.
But generally it will do nothing.
Cleansing Ray is great against vampires. I could see it end up being where we, after like a game or two, we just feel like 17 lands is too much and put the second Stubborn Sentry in. And then, like I said earlier, Gruesome Fate, if we end up in a stupid grindy matchup where we can't actually attack them, it might just let us develop the ground enough where we can just 10 them and kill them or whatever. But that's only if they're doing something like the Sailor of Means, go big deck, 5-color kind of stuff. So I think this is what we have to work with. Do you have any comments about it?
Honestly, no. It looks surprisingly good based on what we started with. And, oh wait, before we say that, how many creatures do we have again?
We have 15, but we also have Call to the Feast and Queen's Commission. So we have...
Which are both basically creatures.
Yeah, so we have virtual 17 creature cards.
Well then, I think I'm fine with it.
Alright. I think we'll just see you guys in round 1 then.